Alright guys, so it's time for another update video. Honestly, I really don't have anything to tell this week. I was able to get a couple more videos out. I need to get a chassis for Nebula before I do that last upgrade, which is not all too exciting since it's just the, whatchamacallit, the front bumper. I got Creeper up and running, so Creeper is going to be getting some upgrades. I do have a center diff for Creeper, but I'm not going to be using it. Mainly due to the fact that the center diff, well, it's not good for crawler status. It's more for racing status. And since I want, her face, Creeper, to be more of a crawler than anything else, I want to go ahead and keep that out of her. Now I just need to figure out how to pull these two apart. Gosh dang, that was stuck together pretty good. But anyways, the reason why I'm taking Reaper apart right now is because the slipper clutch is too loose. The run video that I just did with Reaper is, well, a bit of a problem because, come on, you can hear the slipper clutch whining and there's a really loud ping every time I start driving him, and that's not good. And as you can see, that spring is way too loose. I need to tighten that up. And I'm going to do what I always do, tighten it all the way down, then unscrew it half a turn. Yeah, now with that taken care of, I can go ahead and put Reaper back together and I'll get my acceleration back. Because the slipper clutch is supposed to prevent the motor from straining when you take off from acceleration. But yeah, if it's too loose, then you lose a lot of acceleration. Anyways, let's go ahead and go on to shoutouts. Channel shoutouts this week go to RC Trend, Dillon Pierce, CustomsRCMods, RC Man, and PYRO RC. If you want a chance at a channel shoutout, all you have to do is ask for one in the comments below. If I choose you, I'll give you one. Alright guys, it's time for Q&A, and this time YouTube is working so I can do all the channel shoutouts and Q&A. So, for last week I had 2 videos making 1 video, so I'm just going to do the questions from both of them. First one comes from Banastrio. What car is Nebula? Let me get her. Here she is. Nebula is a team associated RC10 B4 2.2, I think. Or is it B.2? Yeah, that's right. It's a weird name. I could never really remember it. But yes, she is not a Traxxas. She is a team associated. Next question comes from RC Boy. Would you own another Slash 2-wheel drive? And if so, would you make it a pre-runner or a monster Slash? Oh my gosh, another Slash. I would do monster. I like monsters. Monsters are cool. Southern Cali RC aka is wondering, when am I going to convert Coyote into a backslash? As soon as I I can't talk right now. I never can talk when I'm doing these videos. I need to do them at the beginning of the day when I'm awake, not at the end. But anyways, I'm going to be converting Coyote into a backslash once I get all the upgrades I want to get done right now. All the RCs right now have a few upgrades I just want to get done. After that, then I'm going to go ahead and start ripping into Coyote. Racer15 says, are you ever going to get a race buggy kit? I would love to get a kit because I would love to build an RC. I just haven't gotten one. And quite frankly, the next RC I really do want to get is the E-Revo. Extreme RC Truck says, hey, did you ever get an airbrush for your model plane? No, I did not. I actually should go look that up right away because I need an airbrush to do bodies as well as, I just poked myself in the eye with intent. But RC bodies as well as those planes because I want to make the planes too, but I just keep forgetting about that. Too much on my mind, I never could really stick to one thing for too long. RC Bro 5000 says, wait, you're missing someone. Where's your Nitro Stampede? Right there. And now she's right here. I actually just did the upgrade video for the RPM front bumper because, yeah, she needs it. She needs a lot of work, in fact. He also asked, do I have any used 1/16 E-Revo parts? Yes, I do. I'm not too sure what I have, but I know I have something. Not much, though. Shadow Plays asks, what do you like better, the E-Revo or the X-Max? Don't disappoint me, hashtag Revo family. Honestly, At this moment, I do like the E-Revo more. That's why I want to get Joker. Joker has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Still haven't done it. It's been a couple of years now. Full Bore RC was wondering if I raced RCs, which RC would I race? That's a good question. I would probably race one of the Slashes. I know I've actually done it with Grim before. I took Grim to the track and was racing her around. Yeah, sorry, I forgot him and her. It's hard to remember the genders to my RCs. Is that weird? But anyways, yes, I did take Grim over to the track and that was really fun to drive her around. The other RCs that I would drive around probably would just be, well, Nebula. CustomsRCMods asks what upgrades need to be done for the Slash 4x4 to run comfortably on 3S. I'm getting the Platinum Edition, so I have already got a few goodies on board. Ooh, you are gonna have fun with that one. The Slash 4x4 is pretty much already a brick. It's meant to run on 3S. It's gonna heat up depending on what gearing you use though. Gearing is gonna be the most important thing. If you gear it too high, it's gonna overheat and cause problems. You gear it too low, it's gonna have insane acceleration, but at the same time, it's not gonna get very fast. I really wish I knew what gearing I have on Grim, but it seems to work pretty well right now, and I don't want to take her apart. But yes, the stock gearing should actually be good enough to run. He also asked, is the Slash 4x4 okay on 2S? I run 3S on my Losi Mini AT. I average 35 miles per hour. And I feel that having a 2S in a new truck won't be enough. Honestly, I haven't ran Grim at all on a 2S. I can see that it wouldn't make too much of a difference. I mean, you're not going to get that huge impact of running 3S, but 2S should be more than sufficient to get the RC going. August Sorgan says, how much for Jester? Just curious. Jester, how would I, oh boy. How much would Jester go for? Honestly, if I had to sell Jester right off the bat to get him out of here, I would sell him for probably $400. I would prefer for him to be more around $500, so average that, what, $450? I don't think I would ever get that for him. Maybe, maybe not, unless some fan really, really wants him. But I wouldn't sell him any less than $400. Acro Clan asks, what happened to the Nitro Rustler? And I got a 3.3 engine for my Rustler. What's the difference than the 2.5R engine? Ta-da! Here's the Nitro Stampede. I have not worked on Banshee for a while. In fact, she needs some love and a few upgrades actually. You know what? Now that I'm looking at her, she's not that bad. I must have done more with her than ooh, wait a second. Yeah, there's a few things on here I need to go ahead and upgrade. Wow, I miss this RC. I haven't ran Banshee in a long time. But yeah, here she is. As for the difference between 3.3 and 2.5R, well, Real Hobby RC says 5 miles per hour and reliability. Honestly, from what I've talked to people about, 3.3s aren't all that much better than 2.5Rs. In fact, a lot of people say that 3.3s really only have more acceleration, and it's not even that big of a difference. It really depends on which RC you put it in, but for a Nitro Rustler, a 2.5R is more than enough to get it going. So RC Carrier asks, I have a brushless E-Revo with a green body. How should I name it? Schwent RC Racing says Krypton. I like that. Krypton, Swamp Thing, Slimer. I don't know, I'm reaching at the bottom of the barrel, but yeah, I would say Krypton's pretty good. Next question comes from Schwent RC Racing. Should I build a Rustler with a pink theme and name it Project Porky? And get a bacon chassis protector? I like that. Do it. Fashion RC is wondering who is my favorite YouTuber. That's a good question. I really don't know. I'm subscribed to a lot, but I really don't have a YouTuber that I really, really like. I think the one YouTuber I always did enjoy watching, at least RC-wise, is Dark Dragon Wing, I think it is. I don't know. I'll have a link to his videos in the description, but he makes custom engines for RCs that actually turn. They have a belt system. He does a whole bunch of neat little mods for his drift cars. I love watching his videos. They're so freaking cool. And he customizes all of his RCs, so they look really neat. Wow, I am not gonna get this one right without butchering it. Wedden? Motorsports. Do you recommend monetizing videos? In fact, I do suggest it. I mean, honestly, in the end, you're just gonna get free money. If you set everything up properly, and because if you make too much money, you're gonna have to pay taxes on it, which I've had to do before, which sucks, but still, I mean, it's free money. If you can do it, I would say do it. Real Hobby RC says, can you guess what is in the next donation I'll be sending you very soon? I have no clue. Awesomeness? Stealth R1 says, where is your hair? Yeah, long time ago I used to have really long hair and I cut it all off because long hair sucks to maintain. iPod Guy 55 asks, can you show all of your lipos? Sure. So the one that I like to use the most comes from Dynamite. 30C, 11.1 volt, what is it, 5,000 milliamp, I think? I don't know, the sticker's perfectly scratched off where it says it. After that is Onyx Duratrax, 4,000 milliamp with, of course, 25C, 11.1. And then I completely forgot I had these. These were donated a long time ago, but yeah, I have Traxxas 2S lipos. And then the last 4 lipos I have are Turnigy and what is this, Team Enriched Power. These I used for the 1/16th size. RC for Life has another question about LiPo batteries. How do I store them? I literally just put them on the shelf. As long as they're not in any part where they're gonna be in the sun exposed or next to a heater or anything, they should be good. If you are really nervous about storing lipos, then you can just go ahead and buy a lipo bag and put them in there. Conrad Sen says, I'm new and I have a Trax suspended. I want to upgrade it. Give me some tips, please. All right, so let's begin. Right off the bat, you're gonna want to do RPM front bumper, A-arms in the front and back, as well as the front shock tower and rear shock tower. I have this modification for the wing mount, which is very nice. It's a lot more sturdier. It's not gonna fall apart. The one that comes with it, the stock one, is just made out of the plastic body, this stuff, which is cheap and it's gonna fall apart. I don't remember which upgrade it is, but yeah, if you look through Nexus's upgrade, you'll definitely find it. After that, you're definitely gonna wanna get an aluminum bulkhead, and if you can afford it, big bore shocks. If you can't afford the big bore shocks, I would highly suggest you get aluminum shock caps. You don't have to worry about aluminum wheel hex house since it uses a wheel. Other than that, this RC is pretty solid. There's not too many upgrades you can do for it. But the last thing that I would suggest is that you do get a stainless steel screw kit. Ultimate Traxxas Man asks, how many batteries do I have? Well, I have the 6 lipos that I showed you, and then another 2 NIM batteries, which I use for the Easy Start. Marky Baya asks, when you turn the light off, where does the dark go? If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Next question comes from Josh R. I'm planning to purchase a Rally 1/10 or 1/12. What mods do you recommend as a reasonable price? Thanks, keep up the good work. The Rally. Well, so here we have it, the Rally. Honestly, right off the bat, I can tell you that you're gonna wanna invest in some good shocks and a sway bar kit. The Rally, since it just pretty much drives on flat road and it requires a lot of performance to do sharp turns and everything, you want as much control in its suspension as possible. Everything else about the Rally, it's such a little brick, especially since its body is just pretty much a box. You really don't have to worry about upgrading anything. The biggest thing is that I would highly suggest that you have bearings everywhere possible within the drive lines. And of course, get a stainless steel screw. And of course, get a stainless steel screw kit. Get a stainless screw, and of course, get a stainless steel screw kit. Ugh, that's a tongue twister to say. Other than that, you really don't need much for this RC. A lot of it is just a brick. And that's one of the things that I love about the Rally and the Slash. They're already little solid RCs that don't break much. Just upgrade what you break. Ben Brown says, I have a rustler that I want to murder out, make all black. What is a good name and what is your email provider? It's darkeclipticheart rcprojects@hotmail.com. Another name, all black. You know what? Abyss comes to mind. I really like Abyss for that. I don't know why, but That just seems to click. National RC says, I have a Slash 4x4 Platinum Edition. What upgrades? Like I was just mentioning with the Rally, I would say just literally upgrade what you break. The Platinum Edition already comes with really good upgrades. If you want to, I could say just go ahead and RPM the front and rear bumper, the shock towers, and the A-arms. Everything else should be solid. Eric Miller asks, I told you last week I have mostly all RPM things on my Slash 2-wheel drive. Would you recommend getting anything in aluminum? Also, what spur pinion is a good match for the 4600 Castle SV3? For the Slash 2-wheel drive, the only aluminum parts that I would suggest is the axle carrier, as well as the steering block and the bulkhead. Those are parts that you can always get in aluminum that, in the long run, they're gonna save the other RPM parts that are around it, from what I've tried out. As for the spur and pinion gear, for the 4600, depending in which RC you put it in, you don't want to gear it too high. So I would say for a Slash 2-wheel drive, maybe I would say a 21 tooth pinion and an 80 tooth spur. That should be a pretty good balance to keep it from overheating too much. If you want to, you could go a little bit smaller with the spur gear and bring that down to a 78, but I wouldn't suggest it. Yeah, so what I said first would be the best choice. Alright guys, so I'm not done yet. It's been a while, but yes, I need your guys' feedback. So if you watch the latest upgrades that I did for Vigilante as well as Reaper, you will notice, and Creeper too, I ended up increasing the speed for me unscrewing and re-screwing the screws. Usually I just cut that part out. What do you guys think about that? Do you like it when I just say remove these 2 screws and then boom, next scene, then the screws are removed and I keep going with the upgrade? Or do you like it when I actually show me undoing all the screws when I'm doing upgrades? Let me know. Anyways, that's it for this update. So guys, take it easy, keep RCing, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next week.